Welcome to my channel where I help you and others find the light within through channeled messages and sharing my own experiences. I hope this video finds you when you need it the most. I am really excited to talk about today's topic. This is the first video you're watching, this channel is kind of like a video journal for me. So a lot of these messages are messages that I've had to talk through to myself, or things that I've learned, lessons that I've learned, and I would normally journal about these things, which is what I do prior to making these videos, and then in combination with journaling and about my lessons that I've learned, or things that I've picked up on, or just concepts that just sort of clicked for me. I also bring in channeled messages from my guides or wherever I'm able to hear these messages come in from, most likely my guides. And so that being said, today I wanted to talk about something that about 6 months ago changed my life, essentially, and that's attitude. I know people talk about attitude all the time, and they're like, oh, why you got such an attitude? But the way that it's changed my life is that I didn't realize that I was going down a certain path with certain beliefs that I had that weren't really necessarily my own for the most part. However, we kind of tend to live life with blinders. And the reason why this correlates with attitude is that we tend to react to things in ways that we don't really understand or process in the moment. We kind of just react. And a part of attitude is how we react to certain things, or how we decide to go about our daily lives, how we decide to interact with others. Our attitude plays a huge role in all of this. And what I'm going to be kind of talking about today is how when you change your attitude, you can change your life. So for example, let's take someone who has an attitude of despair, of oppression, of just overall just feelings of what's the opposite of optimistic? Whatever that word is, I can't think of it right now, but just someone who's going through life with this sour attitude, and how much it affects their current experiences, their current reality, their life as it is. This person probably tends to have a lot of problems. They tend to feel as though the world happens to them instead of for them. They tend to deal with a lot of situations that are brought on by their sour attitude or their negative attitude. A lot of the time, some people aren't aware that their own physical health or their own beliefs is what caused them to have these attitudes. So that's a whole nother topic that we'll get into once you start changing, what you intake. Some examples that I've mentioned before are frequencies and your diet and those sort of things. But ultimately, it comes back to our attitude, and our attitude is a set of choices that we have. And it's up to us to choose which attitude we're gonna have. For example, you can choose to see one thing as like the glass, for example, a glass example. You can choose to see this glass as half full, or you can choose to see it as half empty, whatever you are deciding to see it as, whatever your beliefs are, essentially. So when I started to understand this about my attitude, and that a lot of the things I was doing and the ways that I was reacting was based on not really thinking, just kind of doing, I started to be more intentional about the way that I saw things. I started to be more intentional about the way that I reacted to things, and I started to see my life changing for the better. This is as simple as just choosing to be happy. That's an attitude change. I chose to wake up and just not let anything really faze me. Now, things do come up, but at the same time, it's all about how we choose to react to it. I recommend, doing some studying and watching some YouTube videos on how your beliefs, your attitudes, your thoughts can change your reality, because similar to another video that I did about your thoughts, your attitude can also create your reality. So another way that you can think of this is our attitude is essentially what we are reflecting internally. So what we're feeling inside is usually how we perceive things to be on the outside. So our attitude is a great, whether it's an external force that helps you take a look, makes you look at yourself and your attitude, or whether it's an internal force that makes you take a step back and look at how your attitude has been lately. Whatever the case is, regardless of that, we want to be aware of our attitude and look within to change it, because it's nothing external that's causing us to react these ways. It's always something internal within us, whether it's emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, whatever the case might be. Just know that in order to change your reality, you need to change your attitude. And in order to change your attitude, you have to look within. And when you look within, you'll begin to start to unravel the true light within. And that's what this channel is all about, is bringing the light within out to the world, for others and for yourself to flourish from. But that is my message for today. I hope this helped someone. I will see you soon.